Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I have realized that I've been starting every video off like that, but it just feels so natural. It was if I were to see you walking in the door into a studio or into a session and getting to be like, hello, welcome. I am happy to have you here. So, hello and welcome. I am currently in Fort Collins, Colorado. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, where am I? I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. It is absolutely beautiful right now. Very thankful to be back kind of towards the west and getting a little bit into more of the areas with a drier heat. Not the heat from a dryer, but not so much humidity. So we've been able to handle much higher temperatures now that the air is a little bit drier because that humidity gets hot and feels a little oppressive. So in more of my natural state with growing up in Phoenix, definitely more accustomed to this nice drier weather. For today's practice, our yin, we are going to be finishing the practice with our legs up the wall. So for Shavasana, if it feels good in your body, I'm going to recommend legs up the wall. Now I'm going to go ahead and explain this now on how to get there easily, so that way when we're all kind of like zoned out and chilling and feeling good, I don't have to stop and get your attention. You don't have to watch what I'm doing to ease your way up onto the wall. So when we go to get up onto a wall, so I'm just going to use my blocks. We'll pretend that these blocks are the wall, right? So here we are. We want to scoot up right next to it. So as you sit up, I want one leg up and I want you to scoot your glutes right side of that glute, right up against the wall. As you do, I want you to then sit onto your side and act like you're trying to push your glute onto the wall. Once you get there, then roll onto your side, roll onto your back, legs up the wall. I'm on a little bit of an incline, so I started to roll, but you have your legs up the wall. And then if you need to scoot closer, knees into chest, wiggle. One hip down, other hip down. One hip down, and then eventually you'll come nice and close to the wall. Get those legs up there. Pin the heels so that way the legs can relax. And that'll be a really nice way for us to end our practice, ending in that inversion. So a lot of times when we hear the word inversion, we think of being totally upside down. So you think of a headstand, a handstand, a lot of fancy poses, things like that. But inversions just mean having your legs up over your head, so for the most part. But that is an inversion, so that helps to lower the blood pressure, lower the heart rate. It'll help you sleep at night. If you have trouble sleeping, go put your legs up a wall if you have the opportunity. It's a nice way to flatten out the spine, let that spinal fluid reset by having your back flat, your legs up. If that at all is not comfortable for you, take your regular Shavasana. Follow your heart. I want you to do what feels good for you. For today's practice, we will be utilizing 2 blocks, as always. We're going to be getting into a little bit of special things for the neck and shoulders. And when you are ready, I'll have us start in a comfortable seat, an easy seat. I take that block directly under my glutes. That grants me that little bit of height. So if my hips are slightly lifted, it gives my legs more space to splay out. I wiggle right onto the very edge of that block, so I'm almost falling forward off of it. This allows my hips to roll forward, rotate forward. Gives me a little bit more room for the lungs. Plenty more space to roll my shoulders down and back. Close the eyes, just find the breath. Have the hands where it's comfortable. Hands could be face down onto the knees, flipping up to receive. You could hold the palms in the center of your lap. Resting those eyes, resting the brow, just breathe. I'm going to read us a few paragraphs from the book, Practicing the Power of Now. Many of you are familiar with the book, The Power of Now. This one is just the kind of shortened version of it. It kind of just trims all the fat. It really gets to the point, talks a lot about more of the practical application. This particularly suits our yin practice. So staying with your breath, start to bring those inhales a little bit deeper. Exhale with me a little slower. It's called letting go of psychological time. Learn to use time in the practical aspects of your life. We may call this clock time. But immediately return to the present moment awareness when those practical matters have been dealt with. In this way, there is no buildup of psychological time, which is identification with the past and continuous compulsive projection onto the future. If you set yourself a goal and work towards it, you are using clock time. You are aware of where you want to go, but you honor and give your fullest attention to the step that you are taking at this moment. If you then become excessively focused on the goal, perhaps you are seeking a sense of fulfillment or more complete sense of self in it, the now is no longer honored. It becomes reduced to a mere stepping stone to the future with no intrinsic value. Clock time then turns into psychological time. Your life's journey is no longer an adventure, just an obsessive need to arrive, to attain, to make it. You no longer see or smell the flowers by the wayside either, nor are you aware of the beauty and the miracle of life that unfolds around you when we are present in the now. Staying with those deep belly breaths, pondering these thoughts, feeling where you're at and how you could come closer into this moment. Connecting and feeling every inhale, identify with every exhale. So we start by finding circles in the neck, nice and slow. Coming into that presence, into that awareness, honoring the body as we do so. Remembering that almost more than a practice of slowness, our yin is the practice of now, of being present, being fully aware of your moment. Switch directions of these next circles anytime. Maybe sit with one area in particular if the body needs it. Staying slow, being mindful, take your time. With 3 more breaths here, kind and gentle breaths. Returning the head back into center on the bottom of that exhale. Drop the shoulders down. Wiggle the jaw from side to side. Move the brow up and down. Furrow the brow, open it up. Wiggle the face, scrunch the nose, move the cheeks. Show your teeth, purse your lips, move around all of the muscles of the face. Try to wiggle the ears. Make some funny faces, stick the tongue out, try to touch the tongue to the nose. Move the tongue from side to side, take one ear to the shoulder, then the other. Just move around your face and your head. Flutter the eyes, bring one big inhale. On the exhale, soften the face, drop the shoulders again. As we keep the legs as they are, shine the palms forward, opening the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up and wide, up to the sky. Take the gaze up to the hands. And on the exhale, fold it forward. Slow, steady breath. Flip the palms up as a sign of surrender. You're always welcome to build support with blocks under the belly. Maybe stacking blocks, stacking fists, bringing a pillow to hug and support, even having a chair in front of you to rest on. Gather as much or as little support as you need as we ease into these postures, staying with our breath. If it's in your practice, offer the chin down to the chest. And see how actively you can exist in the now. Welcoming in 3 more slow breaths. On the bottom of that exhale, move as slowly as you can. Use the fingertips to roll yourself up 1 centimeter at a time. Gently, kindly moving. Stacking the spine once again, bring the head up last. Draw the shoulders down and back. Bring the inhales deep, soften the brow. 2 more breaths. Allow the energetic body to find you again. In your own time, send both legs long and wide. As wide as the legs are willing to make it. Rotating that pelvis to pour forward. Making more room for the belly. Nice long spine here. Lengthen out of the crown. Offer support under the knees if the hamstrings are tight. I still have support under the glutes. Allowing that just at the very back of my glutes, so I'm almost sliding forward off of it. Allowing my pelvis to stay pressed forward. Reaching the hands down to the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up and wide. Take the gaze to the sky. On the exhale, fold and release. Crawl yourself as far forward as feels good. Option for blocks under the forearms. Again, we could rest onto a chair. You could rest onto the forearms, onto the ground, maybe even lay the head flat. This is a lot for the lumbar. If it feels kind of scary near the lower back, bring a lot of support under the lower belly. So that might be a couple of blocks, that might be blankets or pillows, but the more you support that lower belly, the less pressure it is for the lower back. Allows a little bit more release for the upper spine. Option for the chin to draw to the chest. Wherever you are, be here now. Taking the slowest, fullest breaths you have. 3 more breaths to get everything you need here. being with the body, with the breath. Where are you now? The very bottom of that final exhale, guide the fingertips to the mat. Roll up as slowly as you can, bringing the head up last. Be dramatic with this slowness, one vertebrae at a time. Then reaching the crown up to the sky, shoulders draw down and back. Let the elbows tuck in, palms flip up. Share 3 slow breaths with me. Resetting the body. Resetting the energy. All with breath. When the body feels centered and the mind feels ready, turning the shoulders to the right, bring the chin in line with the toes. Option with the hands. If we want more opening for the neck and shoulders, we can interlace the fingers behind the back. You could reach for one elbow to open the heart. Take what feels good. For me today, I believe I'm going to take my right hand to grab the left elbow. Otherwise, option is to keep the fingertips tented in front of you. Wherever you are, let's inhale, lift the chin slightly up as it stays in line with the right toes. On the exhale, find a fold towards the right. Pressing down in that left glute. Option to let the head roll down to the chest. Continuously pulling the shoulders down the back, those shoulder blades down the spine. You can find neck circles here. Wiggle out the jaw. Notice how you feel it, where you feel it. Relax the brow. Nice big inhale for wherever you are. On the exhale, let it go. Surrender and exist. Feeling free to release at any time. This bind becomes too much, you can always release the hands. If you want a little bit more, you can take the chin up to the sky and down to the mat. Small rotations with the head. Find what your body needs. There's no wrong way to be. Bringing in 3 more slow breaths. Letting those breaths roll through the body like that ocean wave rolling through the spine, creating length. As we guide the fingertips back to the mat, let the inhalation roll you back up as slowly as you can. Feeling the energy gather, being gentle with the unwinding of the shoulders. Shoulders stack again with the hips, lengthen at the crown, elbows tuck in, flip those palms up. 3 deep breaths. When the energy feels ready, turning the shoulders to the left, chin in line with the toes. Option for the bind behind the back. You can interlace the fist, interlace those fingers, pull it down towards the mat. You can take the left hand on to that right elbow. You could continue to have the hands in front of you if you choose. Finding the variation that this side of your body needs. Chin in line with the toes. Inhale, lift that chin up to the sky. Exhale, fold over that left leg. If you have the bind, feel free to move the neck. Rock the neck from side to side. Shake the head, yes and no. Move intuitively when you are here. Opening that right trap, grounding down on that right glute. Feeling free to switch this variation anytime you need it. It's okay if it's different than the other side. Soften the brow, sigh it out whenever you see fit. Let's thank these bodies by being present with these bodies. Offering the body 3 more slow breaths. Offering the body 3 more slow breaths. Offering the body 3 more slow breaths. Bring the fingers to the mat. Allow that next inhalation to roll you up. Be slow, be gentle. Be nice to yourself. Show the body compassion as we stack the shoulders back with the hips. Draw the shoulders down and back. Lengthen from behind the ears. This time really tuck that chin. Tuck the elbows in. Flip the palms up. 3 breaths to settle. 3 breaths to digest. In your own time, swing both legs to the side. Gently coming into a tabletop. Hands stacked below shoulders as we find the knees under the hips. Spreading the fingers wide, feel free to tuck the toes under, rock the hips from side to side, find circles with the hips. Maybe a simple rotation of the pelvis where we draw circles with the tailbone. Switching directions whenever you need. And coming back into center, let's thank the spine with some cat and cow. Inhale, cow. Navel presses down, chin lifts up. Exhale, cat. Make space between the ribs behind. Inhale, cow. Lengthen the front side body, even into the throat. Exhale, cat. Think about making space in the back sides of the vertebrae. Inhale, cow. Stay with your breath. Exhale, cat. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale all the way. Exhale completely. Finding a neutral spine. Knees come out wide. Toes come into touch. Inhale to press the body forward. Length. Exhale, tailbone guides back towards the heels. Press the hands down into the mat as you slowly slide down. So think about surrendering the heart first. Well, the navel, the heart, then the third eye. Keeping the third eye on the mat for the first part of this child's pose. We're going to be here through a few variations. Coming into the center space. Melt the heart down. Drop the belly. Just breathe. Taking 2 more breaths exactly as you are. Not having to prepare the body for movement, but for a subtle transition. The bottom of that final breath. Inhale to lift the third eye off of the mat. Take the gaze forward. Then looking all the way to the left. We're going to slowly lower the right ear down to the mat. Soften into the shoulders a little further. Drop the heart even more. Just breathe. Bringing in 2 more breaths here. Trying to ground down in the face and the chest, opening the neck. The bottom of that exhale, inhale, lift the gaze up, look forward and center. Ooh, give that neck some oxygen. On the exhale, turn the head all the way to the right. And then slowly lower the left ear down to the mat. Breathe. Bringing in 2 more slow breaths. On the bottom of that exhale, inhale, take the gaze forward, look up, up, up. As you exhale, extend the body long, bend the elbows, straighten the legs, bring the chin to the chest, then chin to the mat, or third eye onto a block. Tuck the elbows in, flip the palms up, let the shoulders round forward, rock the hips from side to side. Two more honest breaths here. Sighing things out if that felt like a lot, letting go the thoughts that are no longer serving you. The body comes into center, bend into both knees, roll out the ankles, scrunch and flex the feet. Scrunch the toes, spread the toes, point the toes to the sky and pull them down to the shin. Rock them from side to side, just keep some movement. Taking a few breaths to love these ankles, to love these feet. So much appreciation for this foundation. So we then lightly flex into both feet, pulling the toes towards the shins, windshield wiper the legs from side to side, letting the feet fall from one side to the other, slowly, steadily. Find hang time at either side if that feels best in your body. As the feet come back into center, slowly lower the feet down to the mat. Shift the hips from side to side. If there's anything still sticky in the lumbar and that sacrum, sigh it out. As the body comes into neutral. Flipping the palms down, we're going to lift the chest up. Pressing down into the forearms, elbows under shoulders, opening the heart. Keeping the chin neutral to the ground. Think about lengthening out of the crown of the head. So not looking up and scrunching the neck, but lengthening up from behind the ears. press down into the forearms. Begin to pull the body forward. Create some length as you do so in the spine, still grounding down in the legs. And if it is in your practice, if you want more of a back bend, guide the hands below the shoulders, press the body up, lift the chest, draw the shoulders away from the ears, shimmy from side to side, or take the gaze over one shoulder than the other. Getting a little movement in that side body, all for appreciation. The body comes back down into neutral. Lower the heart down towards the mat. Bring the elbows back below the shoulders. Flip the palms up. Rest the third eye onto the block. As we find a single frog leg, left knee bends out to the side, flexing into that left foot. Pressing down into both hips evenly into the mat. Breathe. Notice how this feels in the body with the breath. Now from here we have some options. We could stay exactly like this. This is perfect. Anything from here is not more, it's not deeper, it's just different. If you choose, inhale to lift the head up away from the mat as we find a twist, reaching the right arm out to the left. Finding that threaded needle style. Threading that needle, right arm reaches out to the left. Rest the head onto a block. Left hand could be in front of the face. We could guide that left arm around behind the small of the back. Do what feels best for you, any variation. Close the eyes and just breathe. Bringing in. Bringing in. Bringing in 3 more deep breaths wherever you have landed. And on the bottom of that breath, return the left hand back in front of the face. Slowly unwind, bringing that right elbow under the shoulder. Straighten the left leg. Third eye onto block. Shift the hips from side to side. Notice what has changed. Move around the shoulders. Send the breath to the areas that are the tightest. The areas you feel need it the most. Coming in for the other side, we bend deep into the right knee, pulling that right knee in line with the hip, flexing that right foot, finding that half frog pose. Option to stay here if this feels good, pressing both hips down into the mat. If you're looking for that twist, if maybe you did it on the other side, we press into the right hand, slightly lift as we finding that threaded needle, reaching over to the right. Onto the block. That right hand could stay in front of the face. Away from the ears, both the mat. Find your be with it. Welcoming in 3 more breaths. Returning the right hand to the mat in front of you. Pressing into that right hand. Feeling that left arm back under the shoulder. Straightening into the right leg. Third eye onto the block. Rock the hips from side to side. Just reset. Honor the balance we're creating. The awareness we are encountering. In your own time, use the strength of your arms to press yourself up into a tabletop. Finding some barrel rolls with the spine, guiding the ribs around in every direction. As far around as feels good, making circular motion with the spine, moving the shoulders and the hips as well. Switch directions when it feels best. As we guide the body back to center, we're going to make our way up towards the wall. So now is the point in time when we're going to find ourselves with the legs up the wall. You're going to find yourself up against that wall, rotating the legs up. Take your time to get there. Once you have your legs up the wall and you've scooted your glutes nice and close to the wall, I want you to plant your heels down into the wall. So firmly press them in. And let the weight of the body press the sacrum down into the ground. Roll the shoulders down the spine. Find a slight tuck to the chin. Hands could be on the belly, out to the side, palms face up or down. You could find cactus arms. You could reach for opposite elbows above the head. You can keep the legs centered together, hip distance. You can let the legs fall out wide. You could find a butterfly position with the legs if you choose. Finding where you feel centered, where you feel honored. Together, let's bring in one big breath. Soft sigh. As you ask yourself for this presence, this gift, to be in this moment. Slowly guide the inhales deeper. As you wiggle all the fingers, the toes, roll out the wrists and the ankles, reaching the arms up overhead. In your own time, roll on to your preferred side in a supported fetal position. Feeling your presence, feeling your awareness of the now. All problems are illusions of the mind. Focus your attention on the now and tell me what problem you have at this moment. Using the strength of your arms to guide yourself up to a comfortable seat. Not in any rush or hurry to get here. Rubbing the hands together, creating warmth and that unity of energy. As you bring the hands into heart center, we both exhale it all. Slowly, mindfully, deeply breathe in to the top. Breathe in a little bit more. See if you can take it more. One more sip. You got a little more? Then let it go. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. May your entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I hope your body feels good. I hope your mind feels even better. And I look so forward to seeing you next time. As always, drink a lot of water. Drink so much water. We need it. I need it. Excuse me. See? I need it. We need it. It was great to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I love you very much. Mwah. I'll see you next time.